One. Hey everyone, welcome to the Playback Podcast presented by Car, your weekly podcast featuring America's favorite dancers, hosted by America's favorite road warriors. We are your hosts, Jocelyn, Kristen, and Madison, and we are fired up today.
Fired up.
Because we are all on our second Celsius of the day, which
I didn't know you were going to out us like that.
I'm going to out us like that because as the season goes on, every week we get more and more exhausted. And for those of us who work in the office as well, or like Madison does social media, sometimes it's just those crazy weeks where all you can get by with is some Celsius. I think on our snack run, because we always do a snack run, get snacks for the crew for the weekend. I think we bought 4 or 5 4-packs. And by the end of the weekend, we were like hoarding them, hiding them from each other. So
I have to do that at the beginning of the weekend. Once I see that they're bought, I have to take 3 at least, one for each day, so that I know I at least have one. And then halfway through the day, I ask for another one.
Yeah.
Where's your favorite hiding spot for Celsius? I have 2. I have 2 that I go for. I hide 3 in my purse, and then I'll hide a couple in the back. I smell my Celsius everywhere.
Wait, it's all on your lap right now?
It's all on my lap, and it's all on the iPad. The iPad's soaking. I don't even care about the iPad. I'm gonna go get another one. No! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I put the chair on the dog too.
First off, Madison, if you're feeling up for it, do you want to go ahead and start, or do you need another second?
I'll start. I'm traumatized, but I will start. My hair looked better before the pour, but that's okay. Okay. So I worked my very first ultra competition this weekend. Was I nervous going in there? Yes. Did I call Jocelyn 18 million times during load-in? Yes, I did. I was very nervous because everybody loves ultra, and I did not want to be the person messing it up. And there's a lot of buttons to press, which we'll get into later. Buttons, they're great. I love what they do. I don't like being the person pressing them.
Okay.
Makes me a little nervous. But Ultra this weekend had a dance that you liked a couple weekends ago in Detroit, and they were amazing. We fell in love with them. I was a little nervous because we had hyped them up so much. I'm like, what if it does not live up to that expectation? It did, plus more. Big City Dance Center. We're going to give all the props to my girl, Sophie. She is the one that rallied her team together. And Nate, I see you, Nate. You're the one that got them and posted it. But Miss Sophie, Sophie.
Give her the credit because she did it on her end.
Yeah.
She did. She went into her studio. She rallied the whole team, which is not 5 girls. It's like 500 of them.
So obviously we were on playback. We were like, how do we see this dance? I need to see it live. I know I'm working this event. Nate's like, I'm going to invite them to come to Ultra. How did you get here? What happened? What was the process for you?
Well, we saw the interview, and then actually Kira showed it to me, and it was posted on the Instagram, and then I was like, guys, like, we need to go. Like, can we go? So I went to the studio on Wednesday, and I was like, okay, in our senior dance, like, we need to talk to Miss Lisa. We need to do it. And then, like, I kind of, like, started a little buzz around the studio. Everyone started talking about it, and then all of a sudden, in our falling dance, like, the owner came in, and she's like, guys, we're going to be attending Ultra. And everyone started screaming, and it was really exciting.
I love that. A happy ending to this story.
Yep.
And got everybody to come. She told her dance teacher, we need to be there. Their choreographer, who I found out is only 19 years old, was there as well. They were stunning. They won first place. They got that power performance, which was so cool. Their reactions like brought me to tears. And they were also not just the highest scoring routine in their division, but the highest scoring routine in Ultra history, really, because we've only had one season and they have the highest score ever out of all the Ultra competitions. But there was one part at the end of the dance that is my favorite. It's when they do that, you know, the big roll off in the circle. Nate, do you mind throwing that up?
6, 7, 8.
No, not Madison. No, you did not.
How jealous are you?
That's hilarious. Not Nate coming in with the 5, 6, 7, 8.
I know, so strong. So strong.
The way that you're just like looking around waiting for everyone else to fall.
Well, I didn't want to miss it and make them do it again. I was like, I've watched it. I know
one
it.
shot, one time.
Wow. So 10 out of 10 would recommend to watch live.
Watch it live. Also, I mean, I wish it was on our TikTok right now. We should definitely do that. But Big City TikTok, they have it in 4 sections.
They
You can
do.
watch the whole thing. Over and over and over and
That's
over
so
again.
crazy. That choreographer is 19 years old.
It blows
19 years old.
Highest score at Ultra. I mean, fair, it's their first season, but we've had some amazing talent on the Ultra stage. So the fact that they scored that well, wow.
And our director made a good point. If she's 19, so you choreograph based off life events, things that have happened to you.
Yeah.
What happens like in 2 years from now when she's gone through even more things in life? Like how is she going to take that out artistically?
Who was I talking to about that? Actually, when I was in Davenport this past weekend, I showed someone the routine. I think I showed our MC Gabby. We watched it because I was watching another routine that we're going to talk about. And she was like, how old is this girl? And I was like, I'm pretty sure she's 19 that choreographed this. Like, I wonder what her next thing is going to be after this.
That's so wow. Awesome
Yeah.
job, Big City. I'm a fan, but I haven't gotten to watch you yet live like everyone else. But I hope that day comes soon because I'm really looking forward to it. You guys just get all the hype.
Maybe, just maybe, if you're lucky, they'll let you do the ending of it too.
That would be a dream.
Well, I didn't get to do that either. So maybe we'll both get to do it.
Imagine I think we need to learn there's where they have like 3 people, the partnering section, and we can just be added in the back right corner.
Can one of us be the center part where they're running around in the circle and the one girl is getting lifted?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. I also like the very opening where everybody does the roll off, but the one girl's in the front and she like goes all the way across. I mean, okay, so we like the whole dance.
Yeah.
Clearly, we've watched it enough to know every part of it.
So you loved Ultra? Like, how are your feelings on Ultra?
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with it. One, because it's just so exciting. And I also, as an audience member or somebody sitting watching, it's fun to watch a dance and try to guess where they're going to be on the leaderboard after it. And then seeing if you were right, if you were way off. And then my favorite thing is after each one, you get the while they walk off stage, but then you hear the studio behind you when their score comes on and it's like, whoa. I just love it. I love it. I love the awards. The awards are so amazing. And real talk, I don't know, real talk on Dance Teacher Network a lot, it's getting to the point where people are like, every single person is getting an award, whether it's the Joe Schmo Award, the Best Right Jazz Shoe Award. At some point, it's like, we're not wrong. Everybody's getting an award. And here, that's nice and it's great to feel recognized. That's what the generals are for. But it's really cool here because you have to work extra hard. You have to take that extra time to be in the top 3. So you do get that moment where you get to go on stage and yell your studio's name. And it doesn't come easy. And not everybody gets to do that. So when you do get that accomplishment, it's even more rewarding, I think, which is definitely what's needed in the dance world. That's my hot take. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just a different type of competition. It brings out a different element in the dancers because they are seeing those scores live. So I feel like it's just giving them a little bit of a fire under them to work that much harder. And the fact that they're getting that instant gratification immediately after they get off the stage and not having to wait till that awards ceremony. And then if they have, 2 other solos, then they already know the score that they want to beat. So it just, I think it's just so cool. It's such a cool concept. And especially working it for your first time, it's definitely something that, you'll get to do.
I love the transparency too. The transparency. There's no, I wonder how you see it right after. You see it goes submit, big screen for everybody to find out. You're finding out right when the tallier's finding out as well. And I think that's really cool as a dance studio owner or a parent to know that. I hear it all the time from parents. I wonder if that's what they really got. I wonder if that's what they really placed. To see that transparency so real and so live and nothing can mess with that, I think is awesome as well and validating as a dance studio owner or a parent and a dancer.
I'm going to simply go to Ultra Garden Grove and just be there the entire time. I'm not getting paid to be there, but I am going to be there the entire time just because I haven't gotten to experience it.
Yeah. So I'll be in Denver for Ultra, and then Madison will be working the San Jose show. And then I'll go ahead and close it out at that last Ultra in Garden Grove, Anaheim area. So
what's so big about Garden Grove? The whole crew was talking about Garden Grove. We can't wait for the Garden Grove show.
It's gonna be at a water park. That's why.
It's at a really cool. It's at a really cool. It's called like the Wolf Lodge.
Great Wolf Lodge.
Great Wolf Lodge is apparently it's a cool venue. And then just on top of that, it's
The
going to be a lot of good
talents.
studios. Like, I think it's
Okay.
just, it almost feels like a mini finals, like how we were talking about a couple weeks ago with like the Minneapolis show or the Overland Park, like those giant regionals. We have a lot of studios that haven't competed with Ultra yet that are coming to that last one. Like, just to name
Like-
off a few, I know we have
Marietta.
we have Marietta Dance Project, we have West
Signature.
Coast, we have PAVE, School of the Arts coming. So we have a lot of really competitive studios that are going to be coming. So I'm just excited to
Oh my
see the
gosh.
talent alone.
That
but
live score for that.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
It's you can tell already, like the anticipation and the competitiveness is already building. So I can just only imagine how it's going to actually be there. And the fact that it's the last one of the first season of Ultra, like we completed our first season. It's just exciting.
I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
One other thing that I love about Ultra, the merch. That merch is good.
I'm wearing a cute one right now.
I know I had mine on earlier, but I'm not gonna lie. I hate
You're wearing one.
but like I had dog hair all over it, so I definitely had to take it off because I've worn it for a couple days now. So I was like, I can't do that. But
Yeah.
I haven't taken it off, and that was the issue. But even the DAC merch for Ultra, all of it was
So good.
so good.
Love it.
All right, somebody else talk about a dance.
So I was in Trenton, New Jersey for CAR this weekend, and the first one I'll go ahead and talk about. I was really looking forward to seeing this studio. Their Body Language Dance Center, and their teachers are Eric, Travis, and Katie. And I actually met them over the fall. They came through a different competition for our Industry Dance Awards,
my
like
God,
we were
they
talking about.
came.
Yeah. And so you probably remember them. They basically, long story short, our IDAs, they send out different studios that are essentially winning these awards. They're the nominees, and Body Language had a great jazz group that was nominated that I got to see perform for our IDAs, and I recognized a couple of the dancers as well. Like one of them is named Jocelyn. Hey, shout out. So I was just really looking forward to them. They had never been to CAR before. I had talked to them a little bit about it. So yeah, they were awesome. My favorite thing is they just know how to do jazz. Like, this is the type of studio where every single jazz number is that clean, classic, still has a little bit of that like edgy sassiness to it, but it's just, you know, you're going to get a good jazz routine from them. So Act 333 Super Cal was their elite large group. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Like we all know,
That was very fast.
Not the full title. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Do you know how to spell it though?
I don't want to.
SUPRCL.
What?
I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna try.
I can't
And I'm
spell
like,
in general. I'm not gonna lie. So
Okay, but-
skip.
They were so good. Their one main boy, I think his name was like Damien or something. So good, so talented, so just their performance level is just what you want to see when it comes to these like musical theater jazzy numbers. It was clean, it was fast, it was entertaining. They also did a more like slowed down stylistic of jazz for 397 Blackbird, which was their elite small. So it was that black.
Love
I
that
love-
song.
So good. Just a
song.
classic
Love
jazz
it.
song. Again, same group of kids came out and just killed it. So the fact that they can do those quick, fast, super cal ones, but then also come out with like a very stylized, good jazz routine, I loved it. And they ended up winning a production category as well for their Love is Love production, which was awesome. Great prop, great costumes. It's hard to do a number with that many kids and still have it be super clean. So just kudos to them. I hope they really enjoyed their first competition at CAR. We hope to see them again in the future. So thank you to Eric, Travis, and Katie for coming and checking out CAR. And awesome job to all of your dancers. You guys did great this weekend.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. Yeah. I had the unique opportunity to be able to pick some dances from some different shows that I wasn't at this weekend. The first one I want to talk about was from Long Island, New York, from the Dream Center
Long
Dance
Island.
Academy. Long Island. Gotta go.
Sorry.
It was Act 380 Poison, dancer Riley Horan. Fantastic job. Her routine won first overall in Elite Solos 15 to 19. Costume, so pretty, like this black, sparkly Leo moment that she was having. And it was like an old school classic version of that old song Poison.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm not going to sing it.
I don't know, but this is like I actually would want you to do it because I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm picturing this girl is poison.
Yeah, that one.
Oh,
But it was a little more like
Thank you.
classic, almost like jazzy version of that song. And she was lip singing the whole thing. And the way that her facial expressions went with the song with her choreography was so bomb.
Yeah.
I only like 30 seconds in, I was like, oh, yeah, I know why she won first overall. This performance was crisp. It was
Crisp.
Crisp.
We love a crisp performance.
Honestly.
No, it's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
All right. I kind of love all my picks, so I don't know where to go next. Okay, I'm gonna go with Act 22. If we could play back All About Me. You know, it's very rare that we pick a little one. This is 5 and under, guys. This is 5 and
Wow.
under.
We love 5 and unders.
Could compete 9 to 10.
Wow.
Probably. She's from Haja Dance Company, and her name's Briella. Yeah, I don't know what's in the water. I don't live that far away from them, so if they could just maybe like deliver whatever they're drinking to me, because they're no, I'm not kidding. They're all fantastic.
Okay.
If you go to their Instagram and if you look at the awards they took home, they did not come to play. They did not come to play this weekend. And this little Briella also did not come to play. She's 5 and under, but she's ready to like rule the world. Her technique was great. Even just the difficulty of her routine was so above her age, but she was executing it so well. She was so clean, and it's hard to be 5 and have that entertainment factor as well, and she did it. Also, she held her own in all of her duets and every other dance that she was in. She held her own. I loved her. While we're on the Haja Dance Company topic, I can't go without mentioning I've already talked about her before, but I'm just going to shout her out right now. Brianna Hicks, Kissing You.
Oh, yes.
It's the I was literally doing it in my kitchen earlier. Sienna Nicole choreographed it. I've already talked about it, but it was really cool seeing these dancers. I saw them at my very first competition this season to now. I didn't think she was able to get better. I just didn't know that was possible. Are like insane. It was even better than what I saw before. And I think that choreography and that music together is so brilliant. And she's amazing. She won first overall as well. So shout out to her and Briella, the whole studio. Amazing in every single thing they did. I would love to go back 10 years and join their studio and maybe dance with them. They wouldn't let me. I wouldn't be qualified, but I wish.
Yeah. I've worked a couple shows where they're performing, and it's always you know you're gonna get some good performances. Like you're excited.
One other thing I love about them, and this is not to do with dance, but a lot of times costumes aren't what we should be wearing around the auditorium, outside to go eat lunch. You know, we should be covering up. They have the best team jackets. They are extra long, so it's not just like short, and they're long ones, so it's almost like a little dress, but still a zip up, so your hair and makeup's not getting messed up. That is nothing to really do with like awards or they're dancing on stage. But if you are looking for team jackets, that was so smart. It's a full cover up, almost a dress, goes super long. And I just thought it was super appropriate and a good way to cover up from those costumes while you're walking around and eating your lunch or stretching or anything. Loved those.
And most of the time, the venues are either like, I feel like it's a hit or miss. It's either freezing or you're like burning up in the venue. There's never like an in between where you're like, oh, it's a good climate in here. It's always
never
a good climate. No, it's literally because think about it. The venues are most of the time they're really old theaters or they're really nice convention centers that just crank that good AC. So like either way, you're either going to be hot or cold. So having a good jacket that you can just throw on while you're running back and forth or like going to sit in the audience for a couple numbers before you have to head backstage. I love that. I always love a good team jacket. And when they all come out at awards and they're all matching. And I love that as an MC too, because then you know what studios are sitting where. So then it just makes the interaction that much better because then as an MC, I can see, oh, there's Haja on stage. All my Haja dancers come up to the front. Like it just makes it easier for us to identify who's who, if that makes sense, when you have 150 kids on stage for awards. So love that. Good job, Haja.
The next dance that I want to talk about, I got sent this video on Saturday.
I'm so mad. You got it while I was sleeping. I wanted to claim it to talk about.
No, literally the moment that I got the video and I watched the first 10 seconds, I texted in the group, I claim this one. You guys can't take it. It's mine. Also, you guys were emceeing
I
shows.
know.
It's fine.
So
I'll be
the
okay.
media associate in Roseville at the Rainbow Show there sent this to me on Saturday, and I immediately opened up my laptop, watched it, and I said, I can't wait to talk about this. It was Act 325, Expectation versus Reality from Michelle's Dance Explosion.
Oh, cool prop.
You guys.
Wait, whoa. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You can even see the backdrop. Where was this at?
Roseville.
It's a rainbow show.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a story.
And the title of this, if you guys don't know, is what is it?
Expectation versus reality.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
I love it.
Tom meets Summer on January 8th. He knows almost immediately she's who he's been searching for. This is a story of boy meets girl. You should know up front, this is not a love story.
Oh, okay. I already see it. Song.
Nobody wants to be the only one that's left standing. Nobody wants to be the only one to understand. And now I'm seeing the way that you leave it. Now
The timing between these girls.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like,
They can't see each other, but it's so insane. Oh my god.
okay. Why do I have the chills?
That's what I can't wait to know, right?
Yeah.
I am chilled.
Wow.
I told you guys.
I don't think I blinked that whole time because now my right eye has a twitch. So
I could not imagine trying to choreograph, let alone clean that, and then the timing that they executed with not being able to see each other. I mean, I know you shouldn't have to see the person next to you, but normally having everybody with you keeps you. I mean, they were perfectly insane. The prop?
And
prop was seamless,
Where-
timing was seamless.
where they bring out they brought out the couches at first, and then they take them away, and it turns into prom, and then they bring them back, and
Yeah.
everything changes back.
Even
Crazy.
So
the little costume change of them all obviously in the same colors, but the top and shorts and then just putting a skirt on made it feel like it was prom, and that's such a little thing to do, but something that made such a big difference to the overall picture. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
that was
Cool,
wow.
right?
Like I don't
Yeah.
even know what to say about it.
I
I
was
wish
really
I wish I
excited.
would have seen it live because
too.
even just watching that middle girl hit her turns, like that's
Oh.
that's something that I do.
And then the
Sometimes I'm like, yeah, when I'm down at MC and I'm really into a routine, I'll like be like, yeah, like I'll try not to like obviously, but sometimes I'm like, come on, hit it. There we go. Like I get excited like watching them
So I want to play back Ultra Act 122, Hurt From Me, from Jeannie Zimbalati School of Dance.
Ooh,
Yeah, they were phenomenal all
I haven't
weekend.
seen
They were
them in a minute.
I hadn't seen them either, and they were so good. Her name is Malak, and she obviously gave a beautiful performance. The choreography was beautiful. She scored. She won first overall. She also got a power performance, and that was my second power performance, pressing the button and everything, and I was so excited. It was so cool. Her reaction was so sweet, and guess what? She was also the highest scoring routine in the competitive plus category as well as a soloist. So when we announced the highest scoring, it was her and then all 1,800 people in Falling standing at the front of the stage. But imagine how powerful that feels to know that you by yourself as a soloist, obviously great, but
Yeah.
won the highest score out of your category.
Yeah.
And-
So for those of you who haven't been to an ultra, one of the awards we give out at that last award ceremony is basically we do the highest score of each level. So essentially, like the highest score, it can be a solo, it can be a duet trio, it can be a group. The highest score will then receive a custom banner. Obviously, we don't have it there, but
Whoa.
they will send it out to your studio and it will actually say like competitive plus level, highest scoring performance with the actual score, whatever it is, 292, like printed on there with the name of your act number and the studio. It's really cool. And it's a really big
Yeah.
honor because, like you said, if she's a soloist beating out every other group routine for scores, that's an amazing accomplishment. So that's super cool.
What was
We
cool
got
about
to-
the awards was she was the last person to go. So, that's fun with awards and live scoring that she's at the very end and then boom, she took first.
So they thought they were winning up until she performed.
I mean, I thought I was already okay. I was already editing the video to post for
Of
the
the
first
winner.
place girl. And then she won. I'm like, oh, now I have to change.
But it was worth it. Well worth the wait.
Worth it. But my favorite thing is, I don't know if we can insert the clip of the interview we did with her after. We just got to talk to her. She's one, so well spoken, two, so sweet, so kind. But one of my favorite things that she said was, she wasn't like, oh, like, I can't believe this happened. She was like, I set my mind to this. She's like, I worked really, really hard for this. Obviously, she was surprised and so sweet and so grateful. But I love that she goes, I wanted this. I wanted to, and I wanted to have that highest score.
Yeah.
I set my mind to it, and I worked so hard for it to have that pay off. That feeling was just amazing, and I loved hearing that.
I put my mind to it and I achieved it, and I was really excited.
She was the highest scoring routine in her division. Yes, a soloist, highest scoring routine we saw all day. Now, you've put a lot of hard work and dedication. You said you put your mind into it. For our dancers who also want to achieve this, what can they do to receive the highest scoring dance in their division?
I would just say don't think of all the negative and just bring out the positive in your dancing and just, tell your story like how I love to tell my story. Just tell your story.
Be passionate and determined.
Amen.
When I got that peanut butter, you
Yeah.
saw me. Okay. You guys.
Peanut butter? What's
Okay.
happening?
There's a studio
Peanut butter
in
jelly
Canada.
time.
Oh,
Okay.
district dance?
I hate
District
myself.
dance.
Why did
The
I do that?
Only 2 soloists came, but I had watched
Wait,
a pod-
district?
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah.
fan. I'm a fan of
Of
district.
course. And so 2 soloists came, and I had told the owner that I heard Canadian peanut butter was better.
I don't do either.
I
Okay.
like peanut
Oh.
butter.
Cancel her right
like
now.
your-
No,
I like
love
I like the all natural one that comes in that
Oh.
glass jar that's
It's
crunchy, and then you
100%.
like
Ew.
No one likes
Yeah.
that.
Ew.
So I asked the owner, can you guys send me one or something?
no, you did
So
it.
No, you guys.
Madison walked by.
Let me tell this part. I'm
Go ahead.
walking backstage in between. I see Nate chatting it up. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll introduce myself. I'm like, hi. And normally he'd be like, this is Matt. Didn't even acknowledge me. I just kept walking by. They're handing him peanut butter. He's so in the zone, so excited. I'm just kind of watching from afar. I'm like, why? What's going on? Why does he have peanut butter? I had no idea what was happening. Continue, but it was like I was so lost.
You would have thought they were giving me like, I don't know.
$1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for this moment.
Oh my God.
So what's the verdict?
So weird how much more chemicals they put in our American peanut butter.
Oh, that's no secret.
Ew.
Like,
For sure. But when you can actually smell them, taste them right then and there side by side.
yeah.
But what's funny is the American peanut butter, and I'll post it right here. Look at all these gluten-free, 7 grams of protein, blah, blah, blah.
Liars.
So much worse than the Canadian peanut butter that says nothing.
Wow.
But district dance, I mean, Sarah, I've been watching her, seeing her on the car stage and whatever for
Yeah.
like the last 5 years. And before the pandemic, I mean, probably 3 years ago was the last time I seen her dance. And she came to this one, and I was like, when did you become 6 feet tall?
That's what I was gonna say. Her lines
tall.
were incredible. Some people are that tall and don't know how to use it to their advantage. I always say, if you're blessed with these long limbs, use them, girl. Stretch them. Create those lines. Oh, her lines were beautiful.
I don't know how they have all tall, long
And
legs
they're
people.
all like 6-packs.
Yeah.
Like they're all the
Just like
most-
us.
Okay. But that just goes to show that they are training every day for hours and hours and hours, because like your body does not look that toned and defined
No.
from, you know, only going to rehearsal twice a week. Like, so
From
that's
eating Kraft peanut butter. No.
I mean, Canadian.
And shout out, because I was saying to like, I always say to the kids, like, if I'm up there filming, come close. Like, let's make it good. Like,
Yeah.
Play to the camera.
and Sarah,
Exactly.
I don't know, I posted her on Ultra right away, but she came right up to me, like right
Yeah.
in front of me, and it was so good. And she did a great job. It was, I would say that was probably the most competitive Ultra competition that in solo category,
Really?
the top one that we've seen, because everybody was so good. Like if you were in top 10, you were extremely good.
Also,
Awesome.
Nate, I think she was our social media pick of the week because she had the most views on her reel that you posted of her.
Okay. On Ultra?
Yeah, she had black and black, right?
Nope.
Nope. Just cut that part out then.
All right, Sophia Moncada is an absolute beast. She has to be social media pick of the week, black on black, because she has the most views.
That's who I was thinking of.
Oh,
Black
perfect.
black.
I could take any segment of her dance and it's going to get crazy views like that, because she's unique and she's athletic. And their studio for the longest time was a dance studio and a jujitsu
Whoa.
place.
Oh.
And all the kids did jujitsu also.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely who I was talking
I was
about because she has like
dancing
74K views
That's-
right now or
That's
something.
who I was about to talk about. So
Oh, that's the who
Oh,
that picked?
no,
What,
I
talk-
have
just
her
who you
for it.
picked.
The Shelter, her solo 184 Shelter from Fresno.
I think so. I don't
Yeah.
know the
Extreme
title.
Dance Force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dang. So everyone's just hyping her
So
up.
we all picked her to talk about this.
Dang. Wow.
All right, take it away, Nurka.
I have
Tell us
one.
about her.
Wait, are you going to talk about her?
You guys
we already
You
did.
guys already did. Like, what is
Yeah.
there else to say?
Yeah.
That
That's
just
okay.
goes to show that her performance was that great.
And if there's a good performance, it doesn't matter what city it's in, it's going to go all around the company before we get the chance to even talk
Before
to
we
each
even
other
fly
about it.
home.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow. Congrats. I want to see
Get it,
this dance
girl.
now. Okay.
Do
I
you
want to
follow us on Instagram? You would have seen it.
Oh my gosh. I do follow us on Instagram. I have to talk about Jill Justin Dance Alliance from Trenton. They just entirely, I had never seen this studio before, and I was so impressed with them with just first their versatility. So Act 371, The Chain, choreographed by Timmy, was their elite small group 15 and up. Got first overall. It was to that like old song, Listen to the Wind Blow.
oh, yeah.
Which you hear that
Cool.
every once in a while, but like you really don't see that many
No.
dancers
Into
to
my
it.
head right now.
And you're just
Same. That's why I'm like,
but it was such a good routine. Just overall, like the concept, all of it was so cool. And then to see their other routine, which I think was with like a little bit of their younger kids, but still some of the same dancers kind of crossed over, was 159 Come Together. This one was cool because it was a different concept. They had like a rope, and it was all of them kind of just like working with this rope. And my favorite part about it is when you're seeing a dance like that has such an intricate prop. My favorite way is to see how smart the dancers are when it comes to those props. Like, if that makes sense. So like,
yeah,
no,
it does.
no, it just means like, let's just say you accidentally drop the rope. Who's that dancer that's going to be the first one to realize it? Get it to the
Oh,
spot that
yeah.
it's supposed to be. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm,
So like, I saw there was this one moment where I don't know if it was like a mess up, but like I saw the rope kind of swing somewhere, and then the dancer just like literally threw it up into the air, and the other dancer caught it. And I was like, I don't think that was choreographed. I think that was like getting her to her spot and like helping out
Fate.
that dancer. And I just love when I see those little things. Like, let's just say it's even a wardrobe malfunction where like a headpiece comes off and it's like stuck in the center of the stage. I love seeing
Oh yeah, who's gonna
Dancers
grab
think
it?
on their feet, how to get it out during a little rond de jambe. They kick it to the side, whatever it may be. I just
Yeah.
love seeing how, because listen, it's a live performance. Things are going to go wrong. Like it is what it is. So when you're working with a prop like that, obviously they practice 100 times to get it right. But every once in a while, someone will accidentally drop it, or sometimes you don't get to your spot fast enough to hold it. So the fact that I really saw these dancers setting each other up for success, knowing who was coming next to grab that rope, I loved it. And then just the versatility, their Act 339, Bring It Back, was a line hip hop routine. Killed it. They had a group of boys who I kept calling them the J Bros because they all had like curly, and they all looked like they were just like,
I don't
like,
like that you said the J Bros. They're
well,
the
because
Joe-
it,
they're
because
the
it's
Joe Bros.
yeah, but it's the Jill Justin Dance
Oh,
Alliance.
I get it. Okay,
Yeah, they
okay.
were the J Bros.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I loved them. They were so entertaining. They brought like such a different level of energy to the stage, especially for those group hip hop routines. But I love watching the kids that are still doing the contemporary come out and kill a hip hop routine. So I was just really impressed with everyone. Stephanie, Timmy, and Jill, all those choreographers killed it this weekend. I loved watching those performances, and your dancers were awesome. So awesome job to Jill Justin Dance Alliance. Boom.
We had a cute little boy, I think 5 and under, tap shoe off halfway through the routine. But like so professional, does a little circle, picks it up, but then goes to get on the prop on wheels to go off stage, and the wheels went underneath and he went back and fell, but still itty bitty grabbed the tap shoe again, stood up, and kept dancing off the stage. I was like, how is he so professional at such a young little age? Nailed it.
Top shoe off.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the recovery. I always say, like, live shows are, stuff
the
can always
recovery.
happen. It's the recovery. Quick, it's fine.
Which could potentially lead into our highs and our lows of the weekend because
Yeah,
Oh.
I do too.
So this one is from Ultra, Act 247, Dreams, from Karen's School of Dance.
Ugh.
And now I know almost a lot of their routines because I think this is my 4th time seeing them.
Right.
Still just as amazing
Good.
as ever. I really loved this trio. I didn't remember seeing it. I don't know if they started doing it halfway through the season, and maybe that's why I've never seen it before. But it was one of those classical lyrical ones, one that could be like a perfect pageant dance because it's entertaining and beautiful to people who don't even know dance, but also just so well executed. And my favorite thing about this dance was the timing, especially in a trio with older girls and lots of turn sections that can get off so fast. But it was spot on to the point where you get like goosebumps just because they're excited because they nailed it and you're excited because they nailed it too. But I just loved that routine from them. I love their whole studio. I love all of their dancers. I missed my girl Lily. I mean, I don't actually know her, guys. I'm just a fan, so I was excited to see her. By my girl, I mean she actually doesn't know who I am, and I'm just a fan of her tap routine, and I was sad that I didn't get to see it. But that dance was beautiful. And I also want to shout out one more dancer from their studio. Her name's Madison Music, which, yes, I love her name.
Wait, I've looked at her name before at a show and been like, her last name is Music. That's so cool. And the whole staff was talking about it.
Madison
Whoa.
Music, such a good stage name, but also every time that girl gets on the stage, no matter what style she's doing, she has me drawn in from the time that she walks on till she walks off. So just shout out to Madison Music. We're keeping our eye on you, girl. We can't wait to see you keep competing.
Yeah, for real.
she's gonna be like a big name one day, I think.
Oh,
just because
yeah.
of your name.
You heard her name here first on Playback Podcast.
There you
Madison
go.
Music.
She should be a music producer.
Right? A little DJ.
And that would play in the beginning of the song, right? Like Madison Music.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was good, Nate.
I have to talk about this dancer who was a standout dancer. Anytime I got to see a performance of hers, I was watching her. I watched her solo first on Friday night, and she ended up taking home first overall, Act 95, To Build a Home, from New Jersey New Jersey Center of Dance. This dancer's name is Gabriella Brown. Like I said, she won first overall. When she walked out on stage and started her performance, it just felt different. Like, and I don't know how to explain it. I feel like sometimes you see those dancers that are like so driven that you can tell. And I feel like her, I don't know, obviously, but like her stage presence was like, this is what I'm meant to do. Like, it was very calm. Like, she was still focused, but it was very much like almost what you would call like muscle memory, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
it didn't look like, yes, she was focused, but it didn't look like she was having to like really, really think about what she was having to do. It looked like everything just came so natural to her, and one movement would just flow into the next movement. And she was still this like powerhouse. Like you could tell in certain moments how strong she is, but then she would just be so delicate in other moments. Cause you know that song To Build a Home, it's such a beautiful song. So just finding like those moments where she could really aggressively run versus like really delicately be fragile, stunning. I was obsessed with her. So I knew within like the first 15, 20 seconds, like, okay, yep, she's going to win, because it was just one of those performances. And then to see her just throughout the weekend, Act 336 Pray was their elite large group. Such a good performance. Like it was one of those performances where you look down and all the judges are just like in awe. And my favorite part was at the very, very end, the main guy dropped, but the whole group behind them just dropped to their knees and like went like that. And it was like it was like one of those like, wow,
Takes your breath
they
away.
did that. And it was just such a strong finish for a strong routine. But not only were their like older kids good, their younger kids have so much potential. I'm really excited to see where they go over the next couple years. They did a cute little jazzy like line to 147 Vogue. Their one boy in the center, so sassy. He even at award ceremonies was like playing it up to the crowd. I was a big fan of his, but just overall, like their training from their younger kids up through their seniors are so good. So just shout out to Kirsten and everyone from New Jersey Center of Dance, because they were a huge studio this weekend. We saw so many numbers from them, and they were all just great competition numbers. Like it was what you want to see from a big studio. They had the versatility, they had the different styles, but more importantly, like that stage presence and the technique to back it up. So I was just a big fan of all of their performances this weekend, but especially Gabriella. Like she is an extremely talented dancer, and you can just tell that she doesn't take herself too seriously, but still is committed to her craft. And I love dancers like that. Boom.
Boom.
I didn't want to react because Nate says I react too much to every single dance.
Such a hater.
Okay, I'm just
Everybody say the meanest thing Nate's ever said to you. Ready, set, go.
There's too many to count for me. I don't know. I'm just kidding. You want to know the nicest thing he's ever said to me?
Yeah.
game.
No, for real.
Thank you.
For real, the nicest thing he ever said to me was he told me how much of a hard worker I am and how much he can tell I love and am passionate about my job and detail oriented. And I was like, thank you, because
That was sweet, Nate.
it was really nice. It was,
nice.
he had never fully worked with me before, and it was after our very first Ultra show
yeah.
together. And he was like, I've never really
Wow.
seen you like in action doing your job. And he was like, you're really good at your job and you care a lot about every little detail.
You
I was
do.
You are
Thank
really
you.
good.
And you are too. Like I've seen you spend hours and hours editing. Like you want it to be perfect.
Yeah.
So it's the dream team right here.
I
honestly.
wish I could see inside of your brain, Nate. The way your brain can think of numbers when you post things, and like how you know something's gonna be good, or when you're filming things, you just kind of know it. And then watching you go straight to editing without even thinking about it, I just wish I could be inside your brain for give me 10 minutes.
Give me 10.
Oh,
Just 10.
thanks. And
Yeah.
Noka, the only reason I give you a hard time about the acts you pick, because I feel like often we're like different as far as what we would pick. I want like the discipline, who's the most technical, trains the most dancer, and you're like, that was so cute. You like performance
Oh, yeah.
and stuff like that, and I like more technical
Yeah.
as far as what we like to talk about. But
I
that's
mean,
all.
I surprise you sometimes with some really bomb. So
100%. And you're a dancer, and you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're a little bit more like, if you see them all having fun in the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
studio,
Yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, I want to give them love. And I'm like,
You
want
have the biggest heart, I think, out of all of us.
Mighty Ducks. Do you guys remember Mighty Ducks?
I don't know what that is.
No.
I'm so
I
old.
remember. It's okay.
Well, like-
Their
Mighty
ages
Ducks.
are showing. Whoa. I'm like
just
right
like
on the
the-
cusp of Gen Z and millennials. So I'm like right on that cusp. So
I like
What
the
am I?
team in the movie that wears all black
You're
and
Gen
comes
Z.
and they're expected to win.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? That's what I like.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I feel it. Wow.
All right, I have a game. I have a game.
do it.
game.
Let's do
Ooh,
it.
I think I could hit that better. Game. High and low of the weekend.
Cool.
Ready, set, start with your low.
Okay, my low was 20 acts into the show. The fire alarm went off. And obviously, just because we wanted to make sure that everyone was safe, we had to evacuate the dance floor.
Whoa, oh.
So the whole building had to evacuate. We had to get everyone out of the dressing rooms. It
I
was
was thrown up.
yeah, I
So
mean,
cute.
we knew that everything was fine. Like the firefighters came, they did a full walkthrough, made sure everything was okay. They said it must have just been an accident. So we don't know if like a kid accidentally pulled it or if someone hit something while going up a staircase. It really could have been anything. But yeah, that was kind of like a rough start to the weekend because it was literally within the first 20 dances that happened. And then we all had to leave, and it was like another 25 minutes went by, and then we had to get everyone back into the venue and then start rechecking those dancers.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it's
If
okay.
you're the one that pulled the fire alarm, comment below.
It's
Even
okay.
if it was an
Honestly,
accident.
Even if it was an accident, I just want to know.
just let us know. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine. It's over
People-
now.
People always accidentally pull fire alarms.
Totally. It's fine. But I did get some like funny videos of us just standing outside waiting for like the fire alarm to go
Play those
off.
back.
and
Play those
all of
back.
that. Yeah, I have them. We can either throw them here or I can post them on the playback story, but they're kind of funny. One of them is our director is just like, wow, this is really going to kill our time. So it's all good. But like I said, that was 20 acts in. Once we got back to it, we were good to go, got back on schedule. It really wasn't a huge deal. But that's just like one of the things that you never know what's going to happen. Like a couple weeks ago, was it last week? That venue, there was a power outage. So there was a dancer literally on stage. I have the video of that too.
I was going to say, I have video of that.
Yeah, she was in the middle of her solo, killing her solo, and then just all the lights go off.
Lights
and it's
out.
pitch black, and you just hear everyone like,
Milo was.
or you can say your high.
No, I'll say Milo. We almost got thrown up on.
I forgot about
It
that.
happens. Listen.
It
It happens.
happens once-
Sick. It happens at every show. It happened at a different show this weekend. Somebody like buffaloed to the trash can and puked, and then buffaloed back on. Props to them. It happens.
It totally
It totally
happens.
happens.
But she was doing a tap performance and she was very close to us, which we love. And then all of a sudden we hear the brrr, and I've never pushed my chair back from the table so fast.
Yeah.
She made
Is
it
she
off.
okay?
Yeah, she was okay.
Okay,
She
good.
made it off stage. Beautiful performer, beautiful performance. Hands down, like a really great tap solo. But I feel for her because no, that's never happened before.
Also, I feel like we should just say trigger warning because some people actually have like a phobia of hearing
Yeah.
these types of stories. So like
Trigger
I don't know.
warning.
A little late, but yeah.
but like,
Okay.
But if
what
you're on stage, if you're on stage and you do feel like you're about to throw up and you think you can finish the routine, like guys, at the end of the day, it's just dance. So like take care of yourself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Go off stage, get it out if you have to, and then we can always have you reperform because
from a production standpoint, though, like what would happen if someone actually puked on like the table?
that's what I'm saying. Like it would almost number one, it saves you from having that happen on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But number two, from a production standpoint, if you do end up throwing up on stage or even inside the wings, then we have to pause the show because of safety and sanitation issues. Sometimes the venue actually has to get involved because they have a certain protocol on how to clean those things up. So it really does kind of slow down the show. And obviously it's out of your control. But like if you kind of feel that coming on, let our backstage coordinator know. We can push your dances back a couple numbers or just run off stage and we'll let you reperform. Because I know as dancers, we're trained like just keep dancing,
Mhm.
just finish the routine, but like take care of yourself. And also, if you need to take a second to go to the bathroom and handle it, like just do that. It's fine. At the end of the day, it's
We'd
just
rather you be healthy and take
Exactly.
care of yourself than
Exactly.
my low. I don't want to say my real low because I don't want Jocelyn or MC Captain to give me an eye. Okay, so
Yeah.
I love emceeing. I love being on the mic, but I started working as an MC when I was really young. I had the best director who would help me load in and help me do all my chords and everything. So now, like years later, let's just say it's not my strong suit. Also, we've updated our equipment. Now I really don't know what I'm doing loading in or loading out. Like, and everybody else loads in so quick, and there's tap mics, and there was all these things, which the tap mics were amazing, but lots of extra chords, not my strong suit. And I don't know what I did, and I didn't tell you this yet. I don't know what I did when I set up, but we couldn't use our radios because every time we would use them, you'd hear the and I don't know if that was my fault, but we couldn't use radios at all, like the entire day.
Sometimes that happens. And
Was that my fault?
no, but also you could just try to like switch to a different channel on your radio. So sometimes that helps, but also just keeping your radio on the opposite side of where your mic receivers are.
That wouldn't even work. We had our photo, his radio was doing it too.
Oh.
Yeah, and I've never had that happen.
Sometimes you just get like a little spooky venue, and sometimes like
Spooky little girl.
yeah, but it's
So Loden and the equipment really got the best of me this weekend. Learning and growing. What core value is that? Pursuing growth and learning.
That'll be
Yeah.
me this weekend when I'm emceeing a show by myself.
By the way, there's no amp anymore. The speakers are different. So
But
good luck.
it's a good thing there isn't an amp, because last season Madison did a load in. I have to tell this story because it's too funny.
I'll start it. You finish it. I'll start it. You finish it.
You start.
Very rarely do you not have to load out. This is the first time ever, but I was not going to have to load out because they had another competition at the same venue. So during load in, I wanted to have pride in presentation.
Pride
I
in-
wanted it to look
Yep.
good for Jocelyn. So I set up the best I've ever set up. I text Jocelyn just to let you know, I want you to really check out my setup. I did so good this weekend. I set up the best I've ever set up.
And she did, except when I got there, the entire amp was upside down. And I was like,
I had no idea.
Madison. And she was like, oh my gosh, I really thought that I like did a perfect load in. And I was like, you
I
did.
was so proud.
That it was upside down. And then the funniest part is like a couple weeks later, she sent me a photo being like, I'm so proud I did it right. And I go, no, it's still upside down. It's still upside down. Like,
Hey, now there's no amp. I didn't do that this weekend.
exactly. Now she's a pro. But anyway,
I am a professional.
Nate, what was your Nate?
Yeah.
What was your low of the weekend?
My low is probably my flight back 5 a.m.
that's
Well,
always the worst.
Yeah. You know, I usually change my flight and don't do that. But this time I'm like, let me just get back home. Plus, I can go to the airport with the rest of the staff, so I don't have to get my own ride, and the airport would be empty. It was nice once I was back,
Yeah.
and it was only 8 a.m. But don't really
Weird.
Like
He still wasn't answering my text when I was texting him that early, but it's
Oh.
fine.
Was it anything of importance?
Never, never, absolutely never. Like, has it ever been?
I'm dead.
And I'll just go right to my high.
Let's do it.
Besides the peanut butter, I'm gonna do a real one. Big city, like the way it just all worked out, because we really did talk about, like, I wanted to see it in person.
Yeah.
And it was cool hearing their side. I really wanted to hear their side of it because it's just interesting to understand like how the kids actually did their job to kind of promote the studio to go. Internally, that was fun to hear. And I'm glad it worked out essentially how we thought it was. I was glad that there was no other studios in that category who were going, and they would have been bummed out that I personally invited that studio to come, and then they beat them, and then they're sad. You know how it could have gone.
Totally.
They got the highest score of the whole thing ever. And the whole conversation started off the highest score Nurk has ever seen. So like that whole storyline, and like, let's be real, like I make videos, that's going to be a great ad for Ultra for the rest of this next season or two. So
Yeah.
I'm just glad it all worked out. That's definitely my high.
Yeah.
Love you,
that's the
Sophie.
thing. We're all about
Yeah,
just like giving the recognition where it's deserved, and they deserve that recognition.
Yeah.
From the choreographer down to every single dancer that made that performance what it was. Like, they deserved that recognition. So that's our job, that's what
Isn't that why we started this podcast? Was because
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't getting enough credit. Nobody hears about these dancers after that weekend's over. If you're not in that venue, you don't really get to appreciate it. That's
Yeah.
kind of what this is all about. So that's pretty cool to see that all play out.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I was in Detroit that weekend.
I know.
Yeah,
If we wouldn't
girl.
have been there, we would have never known. It's all meant to be. I'm trying to think of what my high was. I don't know. I feel like because I've been doing Ultra so much this weekend, I don't really get to go on stage and do awards because I'm the one that's running music. So I always love when I get to do a car show, because that means I get to go up on stage and I get to do awards. And it almost feels like it breaks up my day, if that makes sense, because, we're working really long hours. So if I even get a half hour that I don't have to sit at my station and I get to go up on stage and have fun. And I'm still talking on a microphone all day, but it's just, I'm getting to just get a different sort of involvement with the dancers and everything. I always love doing awards. So that was probably my high, is just getting to do them consistently.
Okay, my high isn't about the work weekend itself. Work weekends, they're really long and they're tiring, and it's rare that you get time to spend with your team members on the weekend. And this was only my second time getting to work with this crew. It's Ramona and her Rainbow crew. And they're all really fun people. And so I was excited to get the chance to work with them again. On Thursday, we actually got in pretty early where we were able to have like a team dinner. And afterwards, we went to a karaoke bar. It was like this tiny little place. And Charles, the backstage coordinator, actually recommended it and was like, hey, let's go to this place. And I was like, all right.
Of course he did.
Usually I'm the one that's like, I want to go to bed, but I was like, okay, I want to hang out with these people. So we went to this karaoke bar and we ended the night and we sang Bohemian Rhapsody at the end. All of us getting on stage with the microphone singing that song. I have a video of it. It was so fun. And I just feel like it really brings the team together. And it was a great way to start off the weekend because we worked some pretty long hours.
Yeah.
So that was my high.
I love that. My high. So if you don't know, if you're on the crew, like you're an MC, backstage, photo, video, you load in and load out at the start of every show and end of the show. It's not set up when we get there. Like we do it. I don't love that part because I mean, manual labor, like not my thing. But I do love being social media because that's when Nate was posting. That's when I would post. So we don't really do the load in, load out. That's when you're posting everything because you're getting all the content from everybody, especially during loadout, especially in Detroit when you're 3 hours ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Nate joined us for loadout this week, and I have just the cutest little video of baby little Nate loading onto the truck and getting to have him go up and then go down, and it was a good little laugh at the end of the loadout.
Ready, you gotta get on it.
I made him hang out with me. I was like, "You're staying with me. Don't leave. You're my friend. Be my friend right now." But I got a cute little video. Here we go.
Load-in is terrible, guys.
Only to find.
I hate load in and load out.
I just want to say, like, when you guys go to a competition and you see all those cases set up with merchandise, you see all those signs everywhere.
Signs on the dressing room, even something as little as
Every
that.
little thing you see is set up by the staff that's working the event. Before they get there, it's just an empty shell.
And there's like 8 of us.
Yeah.
And it's right after we get off a flight. You get off a flight that is at no normal time in the day. Go straight to a venue, load in, and then you don't even get to shower after doing manual labor. You get some deodorant and maybe a little spray, and you change into dress and heels.
And you grab your Celsius.
And you grab your Celsius, and it's 8 a.m. or not even. That was a late start this weekend. It's normally 6 a.m. at the venue. So you think you're there early for the first act, hour before. Shout out to our crew and our
Honestly,
road
we couldn't do
warriors.
without all of them.
Yeah, it's true.
No.
10 out of 10 would recommend. If you like manual labor,
If you like
I-
at 6 a.m.,
this is
There's nothing I don't like
This
more
is
than
it.
That just goes to show that we all love our jobs. The fact that we do it week after
Amen.
week, like, you know what I mean? The pros outweigh the cons.
that was a chat in our group this past weekend. We were all talking about how we wouldn't change it for the world. We love this job. And I was thinking to myself, kind of reflecting for a moment at the table. And I was like, next season will be my 10th season working
Wow.
for Car and Rainbow. And I wouldn't change it for the world. I love it.
Yeah.
It's addicting.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's definitely no easy thing to do, but we have such a cool job, you know?
0% chance if a different company told me I had to set up a venue or wrap hundreds of yards of cords or inches, yards. I don't know. It felt like millions of miles. I would never do that for anybody else ever.
No.
But I would do it day in and day out without getting paid for this company.
Yes.
But we do get
would
paid.
Like,
It's like-
I would
Yeah,
like
we
to.
do
I
get
would like
paid.
to get paid. I take that back. I like to get paid, please. But
I need
Yeah.
to live.
I want to move into our DAC segment before we end things, because I wanted to give a shout out to this amazing Hope Studio. At our Car Fresno show this weekend, our team honored Jazz and Taps as a Platinum Hope Studio. So this means that they raised over $10,000 for DAC, and they ended up No, just wait till your mind is about to get blown. So the requirement to become Hope Studio is $1,000. To become a platinum Hope Studio, it's $10,000, which is so generous. And that means you're a platinum Hope Studio. Jazz and Taps raised over $18,000 for DAC in 2021, which is
In 1 year?
yes. From honestly, I believe it was just one event.
What?
What was the event? Sorry.
I mean, I know that they did a fundraiser and I know that they did like different things. And I know that they had, obviously sponsorships and partnerships with local businesses who helped figure it out. So I know they had a lot of help, but just from one studio alone, bringing in $18,000 for DAC was so incredible. So of course we had to have our team honor them at their show this weekend. We made sure that we let them know how grateful we are and just gave them that moment of recognition because they deserved it. It was
That's
so
insane.
appreciated. And they're one of our biggest Hope Studios. Actually, I think that was the most amount from a Hope Studio that was donated in 2021. So I think they were the highest grossing Hope Studio, which like we said, it's only $1,000 requirement to be a Hope Studio. So the fact that we have studios like them, like Extravagance and Tumble, like Creative Dance, all of these studios that take their partnership with DAC so seriously and put their whole hearts into these fundraising events, I can't thank them enough because I don't think they realize the help and the work that they are doing for our organization. So it's always important when we have them at our shows to really give them that time to thank them and get to know those dancers and those teachers and those studio owners that are making this happen for us. So awesome job. I'm excited. I'm going to Fort Mill, South Carolina this weekend. We have another really big DAC weekend. May or may not be announcing another Hope Society ambassador. Ooh, dot, dot,
Oh my
dot.
gosh.
So yeah, so I'm excited. I'm just so grateful for all of our Hope Studios. We have a crazy amount of people that are just such warriors for our cause, and truly we could not do it without you guys. So just thank you. And I'm just excited for the rest of the season to see what Hope Studios continue to donate because we're only in now, I guess May, but we're only in May. So you guys can donate until the end of the year in December. So just because we're in competition season right now, if you guys want to do your events in the fall when, our schedules are a little less crazy, it's of course you guys can do it whenever. But I just had to thank Jazz and Taps. And of course,
That's
I'm
incredible.
just excited for this weekend with our new ambassador and everything like that. So we love it.
Proud of you. Wow.
So you'll be in Fort Mill this weekend.
Mhm.
I'll be in Cleveland, Ohio this weekend. MC life.
I'll be in Chattanooga, Tennessee for CAR.
Big show.
I think we're all on big shows. My show's really big. I fly out Red Eye tomorrow night.
I was originally on CAR Overland Park
That's
as
right.
extra staff where I was going to be leaving tomorrow morning. But things change all the time. So now I'm going to Cleveland. So I leave on a red eye on Wednesday too.
Yeah.
Build
And she's an
stage.
MC. So
Yeah.
Have fun loading in,
Be a boss.
girlfriend.
I mean,
Nate, where are you going?
I don't think I'm gonna go anywhere. I don't know. I might add it to
Chattanooga.
Overland
Chattanooga.
Park,
Mhm.
but probably just stay local. So
Yeah.
if I stay local, maybe go to Upland. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see.
for sure. We love it.
we're almost nearing the end.
I know. Honestly, we really don't have that many shows left. Like, I think because obviously we have Memorial Day weekend off, so we don't have a show that weekend. So
When is that?
That's the last weekend of May. Yeah, so we don't have a show that weekend. So we have this weekend, next weekend,
The weekend.
the following
after.
weekend,
A
have
break.
break, and then we have one regional for all those last CAR regionals, which are just Southern California shows, which that's normally how we end our regional season is just a couple of SoCal shows. And then the following weekend, we have that one Ultra. And that's it. And then it's literally before you know it, we have finals, and we have multiple finals going on at one time this season with multiple stages. Like it's going to be
Intense.
It's going to be intense, but it's
Insane.
going to be so fun. I'm like ready for finals already. I'm getting excited.
Me
I gotta
too.
find some dresses.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
ready for finals. Let me
No.
make that clear. I have so much to get done before finals.
Like packing wise, not ready, but mentally, like,
Ready.
physically, like ready.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the podcast at finals. That's going to be something new. Obviously this whole season it's been new, but it's going to be really cool to see who's been listening, who wants to come join us live on the podcast.
Yeah,
Having dancers on it will be exciting.
Yeah, we don't know exactly what we're doing at finals, but we're going to do something podcast related, if at least one finals, because again, we're there to work our other jobs. So it's, we have full shifts to do as an MC, as a tallier.
We're just going to work a third job real quick.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Cute.
Fine.
We'll just have our Celsius.
Woo!
And with that, that wraps up this week's episode. As always, thank you guys for listening. Make sure you're following us at Playback Podcast, commenting down below if there's any dances that we forgot to talk about. Maybe
Or
at
if you pulled the fire alarm.
yes, let us know.
That part.
Yeah. But as always, make sure you're following us on everything from DAC, Car, Rainbow, Ultra. We've only got a couple shows left before our final season. So make sure that you guys are commenting down below if there's any dances you want us to talk about. So, all right.